How's it going, everyone? Welcome to D&D News. I'm Greg Tito. Good to see you here on this fine Tuesday afternoon here from Renton, Washington, home of the Seattle Seahawks practice arena. I don't know if you guys know that, but it's true. Or facility rather than arena. I am here to give you lots of fun Dungeons & Dragons tidbits of what's happening in the world, as well as get everybody ready for this episode of Dice Camera Action, which is coming at 4 p.m. Pacific Time. It's episode 89, Double Toil and Trouble. Damn you, Mr. Chris Perkins, for putting a Macbeth reference into this episode. I'm sure it's going to be fine. Everything's going to be fine. It should all work out well for everyone, just like at the end of that Scottish tragedy. All right, let's get right into all of the fun news and announcements that are coming down the pipe. One of the coolest things is from our friends at BCOM, who make Tales from Candlekeep. It is the digital representation of the Tomb of Annihilation board game that uses the Adventure System tool set. That physical game was made by our friends at WizKids. You can get the versions of that in game stores still right now. But this digital version was on Steam, and they are nominated for a Webby Award for Best User Experience. I used to work on a website that got a Webby back when Webbies were a brand new thing, but also prestigious. And it was super exciting. We had a few of those coiled trophies around the office, and it's pretty exciting that the guys at BCOM are having that same chance at getting this awesome award. So it is something that you can vote for. There is also a curated award experience, but every category has a chance to vote on it. So if you would like to vote, please go to the address that Lauren thankfully put into there, and let your voice be heard. It'd be great to get more D&D stuff nominated there in the Webby Awards, as well as getting the public award for that. So that'd be really good. Go check out the game if you haven't checked it out. It is now currently on Steam. It is a more tactical version of a Dungeons & Dragons dungeon crawl, although it takes place in the jungles of Chult, so it's less through dungeons as it is through jungles and other ways. Not for the faint of heart. Every choice that you make has consequences, which I really love in that tactical experience. So go check it out if you haven't already. It's out on Steam right now, and the more success they get, the more possibilities we might get other versions of the Adventure System games out on Steam, which I know a lot of people would be psyched about. Cool. I've mentioned this before, but it's still in April. You have 9 days left to potentially buy a Loot Crate or subscribe to Loot Crate DX. This month's DX Crate has this amazing hoodie available in it. That's right. It's got this artwork. I got 99 problems, but a lich ain't one. It is kind of a thin material pullover hoodie. I've been wearing it for the last couple of streams, and I really love it. Perfect for the spring if you're getting into the spring weather and you don't want a huge, big overcoat, but you also want to rep your amazing pun and D&D fandom. That's the way to do it. There's also really great other brands with loot that I am not privy to coming in the next DX crate from Loot Crate. So go check it out. Again, you have to order it by April 19th by 9 p.m. Pacific time to get this specific hoodie. So make it so. Also, maybe I should have done this when we were talking more about awards, but we got one of these. That's right, an actual physical Golden Geek Award. It is made of real metal. You can't bite through this. It's awesome. Thank you so much to the folks at Golden Geek, what it is, it's actually Board Game Geek is the website that does this. They give out these Golden Geek Awards. The categories that Wizards of the Coast won in this regard was Best Artwork and Presentation for Xanathar's Guide to Everything, as well as Best Supplement for Xanathar's Guide to Everything. So thank you to those guys and for sending these physical awards. They're awesome. I think everybody around the... do I need a coffee? Everybody around the office should just be wearing these from now on all day long. So I got to talk to Mike and make sure he puts these on. And maybe even Chris before Dice Camera Action. It'll be awesome. So, I told you guys about this a couple weeks ago. I want to make sure you know Art and Arcana is a visual history coming from 10 Speed Press. The artwork of Dungeons & Dragons is something we talk about a lot. We think it's very important for the enjoyment of the game. It's awesome. And there hasn't been a delve into all of the artwork that has come from the line art, single color, black and white images that were in the old books created by TSR and Gary Gygax and that whole publishing team in Wisconsin. To today, to what it looks like today. So it's a huge book. I believe it's going to have 700 pieces of art depicted within it. Kyle Newman is awesome. He is one of the authors, as well as Michael Whitwer, John Peterson, who is a historian that has been on Dragon Talk before, and Sam Whitwer, who fans of Dice Camera Action might recognize as Morty. That's right, Mordenkainen himself contributed some writing as well as conceptual work for this book. I can't wait for it. You can pre-order it now. It comes out on October 23rd, 2018. I just gave Kyle a piece of art that might actually end up being put into the book, which I'm super excited about. It was something that I worked on, which was the Stream of Annihilation last year. So here's hoping that that makes it into the book itself. I don't know if it's okay if I spoil that, but I just liked having some input into what happens with the publication of that book. It should be really cool. The cover itself is awesome. We teased that a little while ago. You can find it on the Art and Arcana page on 10 Speed Press. Go check it out. All right. Speaking of Mordenkainen, as Sam Whitwer is, we have Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes coming down the pipe. May 29th, it will be available everywhere. You can pre-order it now on D&D Beyond and Amazon. But on May 18th, it will be available in all of your local game stores. So I suggest you check that out. It'll have 2 covers on it. One will have standard artwork by Jason Rainville, which is awesome, and a alternate cover similar to Volo's Guides to Monsters and Xanathar's Guide that has a kind of soft touch feel to it. And that artwork this time around is designed by Vance Kelly. So go check that out. And we've been running this promotion the last 4 weeks, Mordenkainen's Mayhem, which pits a lot of the larger, more difficult, more challenging monsters in Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes against each other in an arena under the auspices of Dungeon Master Chris Lindsay. They've been a lot of fun, these little battles, showing off what makes each one of these monsters cool. We had our 4th one yesterday. That was between Kate Irwin and Nathan Stewart, director of D&D. Kate Irwin does all the interior art direction for all of our books. So that was really cool. We'll have a recap of that up soon. But the week before, we had Ari Levitch playing against Kate Irwin. Kate Welch. There's too many Kates now. We have to come up with nicknames for the Kates. So I want to just play you that recap right now so you can get a sense of what those battles have been like. They've been super fun, and I've had a good time narrating them, but that's back to Bart Karen now. All right, so let's play that recap right now while we can. Welcome to a recap of the 3rd match of Mordenkainen's Mayhem. I'm Greg Tito, still filling in for Bart Carroll as he's adventuring in Kathmandu right now. On this week's creature competition, we had the Nightwalker, played by Ari Levitch, and the Drow Matron Mother, played by Kate Welch. I'll let the incomparable Dungeon Master Chris Lindsay handle the more colorful introductions.
In this corner, cloaked within a darkness deeper than shadows in the night, and the Shadowfell during the new moon in winter, over 20 feet of annihilating undead life eater and crowned with horns of pure despair, Ari the Nightwalker Levitch.
Boo! This is it. Boo! No likey.
And in this corner, wearing spider silk half-plate forged in the depths of the Underdark, wielding a demon staff, a tentacle rod, and the power of Lolth. Straight from the demon web pits, the Drow Matron Mother, Kate Welch.
It's also important to note the special team names Kate and Ari came up with.
I am Team Underdank. What's you, Ari?
This Nightwalker is from the Night Shift.
Ooh, Team
Nice.
Night Shift. Doing
Right
night
on.
work.
The match begins in a darkened arena because of the shadowy nature of these combatants. The Drow Matron Mother summons a Retriever, a metal demon construct spider thingy, in the middle of the arena and uses the Retriever's Force Beam on the Nightwalker, dealing 27 points of damage. Luckily for Kate, Force damage is the one form of damage the Nightwalker is not immune to. Ari responds by calling for utter silence from the crowd.
And then I'm going to extend a clawed finger out toward the Matron Mother.
Ew.
And then through the silence, because now the crowd has gone silent, you just hear in a whisper the word doom.
Kate rolls a saving throw and fails, taking 26 points of damage, but perhaps more importantly, the Nightwalker now has advantage on all attacks against the Matron Mother for the remainder of the battle. Dungeon Master Chris Lindsay loves to throw in a surprise during Mordenkainen's mayhem, and in this battle it's an Allop, a raging spirit that's formed as a result of a curse protecting an ancient secret. The Retriever summoned by Kate attacks the Allop, multi-attacking with a force beam and four-leg attack. She crits, dealing 30 points of slashing damage. After flying up in the air 15 feet above the arena floor, the Nightwalker's annihilating aura comes into play, which will deal 14 points of necrotic damage to every creature that starts their turn within 30 feet of it, unless they make a Constitution saving throw, which Kate promptly fails with a roll of 1. Sorry, Kate. Then the Nightwalker does a multi-attack, including its enervating focus, for 56 points of necrotic damage, reducing the Drow Matron Mother's maximum hit point total by 56, since Kate fails the DC 21 Constitution save.
DC 21. Don't try this at home, kids.
Nope, that's not going to do it.
Actually, you should try this at home.
So my hit point.
The Matron Mother then casts Banishment to send the Nightwalker to another plane of existence, unless Ari can succeed on a DC 20 Charisma saving throw, which he doesn't. The Nightwalker has a Charisma score of 8, so the modified saving throw was a whopping 3. Sorry, Ari. The Nightwalker is banished, but an angel of heavenly light, a planetar, is summoned in the Nightwalker's space due to Chris Lindsay's machinations. Or is that justice? In any case, there's a fierce melee between servants, resulting in the Allop being destroyed by the Retriever. The massive greatsword of the angel deals 76 damage to the Drow Matron Mother, and she must make a concentration check, which Kate fails. The planetar pops away and Ari's Nightwalker returns. The Drow Matron Mother is on the ropes, as the spells she casts, such as Flame Strike, deal a significant amount of damage to the Nightwalker. But the constant melee attacks, the annihilating aura, and the Fingers of Doom are just too overwhelming. The final blow is thwarted by the Retriever Metal Spider jumping in front of its master to take the damage. But the annihilating aura from the Nightwalker is just too much for the Drow Matron Mother. Team Night Shift wins. There you have it, folks. The winner of this match is the Nightwalker, played by Ari Levitch. Yay, Ari! He and the Nightwalker will go on to face the winner of the next match in the next round of Mordenkainen's Mayhem. Tune in on Monday at 4 p.m. Pacific Time to see Nathan Stewart face off against Kate Irwin with 2 new creatures from Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes, only on twitch.tv/DND. Welcome to a recap of the... Oh my God, help me! The Kraken! I've been consumed by the Kraken! It is, so that recap was really awesome. The guy narrating it was really cool. But I wanted to show you guys off this awesome pack-in thing that you can get from your local game store. It's Icons of the Realms, Monster Menagerie 3. This is the special pack-in that you can get. I'm just going to pull it out and show you guys some of the awesomeness in here. This is, the plastic that you have to get the Kraken out of it. So I'm going to release the Kraken as much as I can. Oh, there we go. This is the sculpt of the Kraken. Very, very... Oh, let me get out of the... So I'm not in the shot. Oh, there we go. Dun, dun, dun. Ah! Really, really good, heavy bass. Set it down. See, it does say Kraken right there. Bah, bah, bah. And then it comes with all these tentacles that you can place wherever you want on the battlefield, which is awesome. Not only that, but you get some fun stuff, such as these beach places that then could have a, the boat on it, like so, as well as, this little guy with a skeleton holding on to a ship's wheel, and then what, nautical themed thing would not be complete without a little chest of treasure that you can integrate into your game. It doesn't have to be a seafaring game or anything like that. It could be just one of the above. Again, go check this out in your local game store. It is super fun. People have been oogling and ogling over it here in the office, including Jeremy here, who wants to use it in his game that he just started dungeon mastering. So good stuff here. I bequeath the Kraken unto you.
I thank you, sir.
Yes. Mostly so I can't have to hold it anymore, because these things can get kind of out of hand. Cool. So I think I saw somebody in the chat mentioned Rick and Morty. It's a thing. Rick and Morty and Dungeons and Dragons are having this amazing comic book crossover happening. I can't wait. It is involving two of my favorite people as writers, Jim Zub, who has been working very hard at all of these awesome comic books for Baldur's Gate. We've got them here in the office. They've been awesome. He's just a prolific comic book writer. He started with the Legends of Baldur's Gate, which you can kind of see around the back here. But taking some of the characters from Baldur's Gate series that you know and love, including Minsk and Boo, as well as some new ones that were created for this comic book series. So he's a prolific writer of Dungeons & Dragons comics. He went through, I believe it was Storm King's Thunder, Tyranny of Dragons, as well as the awesome Curse of Strahd story. Here it is, Frost Giant's Fear. This is the one I was trying to get because I just love this depiction of Boo in his giant space hamster form instead of just miniature giant space hamster, as you know him from the books. But it's really good stuff. He's a great author, but he's also teaming up with another great author and friend of the Dungeons & Dragons brand, Patrick Rothfuss, author of In the Name of the Wind and all of that fun stuff. We all love Kvoth. I just watched Patrick play in the Acquisitions Incorporated PAX East game last weekend, which was super fun. He is fantastic. I think he wrote possibly the best quote I've ever seen in a press release, which now I just need to read it for you so you can kind of get how amazing it is. I'm sure you saw it too if you were following this, but Rothfuss says that he loves Rick and Morty with a powerful love, and I've played D&D since the 5th grade, so when they approached me about writing a story with both of them together, that's some serious you got chocolate in my peanut butter shit right there. I'm in. I'm all the way in. I'm getting that chocolate all up in the peanut butter, like deep in, all the way in. It's going to be sticky and delicious. So that encapsulates so much about what was awesome about Dungeons & Dragons, as well as Patrick Rothfuss and Jim Zub. I can't wait to see how they put this all together. I think they have the cover image. Did you show that already? On the article from IGN, which was super cool. I just love that you have... I'm going to profess I'm not a fan of Rick and Morty yet. I have yet to watch it, but I believe it is Morty. No, it's Rick. Rick is the doctor, right? He's the one who's holding the D20. Thank you to everyone who's going to correct me in the chat. But no, it's good stuff. Then as well, the Beholder, which may or may not be the Xanathar behind them, kind of completes the picture, and they're all captured in a gelatinous cube. So, like I said, fun stuff. Can't wait to see where it comes and while it will pop out. But August 2018 is when the first issue will drop. Should be really fun. Also in Dungeons & Dragons news is this group that was highlighted on comicbook.com by Kristen Hoffer, friend of the D&D News show at the very least, writes a lot of fun stuff for us that we've highlighted before, but a bunch of people showed this to me on Imager. It is a group that is using augmented reality to bring to life a few monsters from the Monster Manual, and as well as from Dungeons & Dragons. So it's really kind of interesting. It's new and using technology in a way that could possibly enhance your game if you're using some kind of visual aid during your games or things like this. This might be something, the next step of Dungeons & Dragons that you're seeing here for the first time. It's not VR, it's AR. So let's just play a quick video of what that looks like. It's pretty cool. So if you kids you haven't seen it, go ahead. Yeah, check this out. So you put the piece of paper down, and then it animates. And this is what the dragon was the best looking one in mine. But you can kind of pull it away, and you put it back down, and the dragon will appear. So that's cool stuff. If that is able to be perfected in such a way as to be able to working with your home game, I think that's kind of crazy. It's amazing. It's the blending of reality and fantasy in such a way as to make things super fun. So I can't wait. And kudos to the group that is putting this together. Venerus is was the poster of that one, as well as the people who are working on it. I don't know much about them, but I want to learn more. Yes, the poster's name was Venerus. He did this about 7 days ago. It was actually the day, like right after I recorded last week's D&D news. I saw this pop up, and I was like, oh gosh, I wanted to highlight it then. But then other people ran with it, and it became an even bigger story. So that's very cool. Can't wait to see more. Also, our friends at Codename Entertainment, Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, is coming to tablets. That's right, it's coming to mobile. You will now be able to play that game not just with a mouse and keyboard, but with the touch of your finger. Is it a clicker game? That's what Venture Beat writer Jason Wilson said. Will it be a clicker game if you're not actually clicking, you're just tapping? Well, we are going to find out soon. They've been working really hard on getting it optimized for this type of interface. A little bit of changes to the UI, changes to how you control your formations. Jason Wilson, the author, also went into depth with Eric Jordan from Codename Entertainment about why Adult Champions of the Forgotten Realms works so well, how it kind of changes up the clicker genre a bit by adding in formations, and I think that's a big, strong part of the brand, of why it's been such a success, as well as working with people in the brand, like Strix has been a playable character for a long time, or able to get into it for the last few, I guess 7 days. Now she is no longer unlockable unless you have a special code or another event will pop up in which she can get in there, but there may be a tease of another one coming soon, which I was told was just put into this document. So let me see if it's in there. I don't see it yet, but there may be something more new coming down the pipe. Oh yes, there it is. Who could it be? New champion just teased this afternoon. Who could it be now? It's probably an Australian of some kind. Oh, maybe that's a hint. Maybe it is from the Dragon Friends. I don't know. I'm just making this stuff up as I go along. But if you want to check out Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, it is available on Steam right now. It's in early access, but it is getting a lot of fun stuff going, and then it will be coming to Android and iOS for tablets in Q2. So look for that if you are much more of a clicker in the tablet family of things. D&D Beyond is doing awesome. They did a great amount of work on getting the mobile app ready to go. It is still under testing now, so if you want to jump in on iOS and Android, the links for that are available right there in front of you. It is a great tool. More and more people that I talk to say that they use it almost exclusively for their games, and it's certainly kind of taken over the Office games that I've been in for ease of use. You can look up stuff super easy. You can make your characters in any way that you want. I even have 2 versions of the same character in there just for ease of switching back and forth between games at different levels and stuff like that. So worth your while. The mobile app was really only testing the companion content. All of the data and text that is available in there right now. The character builder and the other features will be coming very soon to that. Great. What else can I tell you about? Let's talk about what's happening in the next couple of days here on the D&D Twitch channel before I throw it to Chris Perkins for episode 89. Double Bubble Boil and Trouble. No, Toil and Trouble. That's it. It's gonna be a good one. I can't wait. So we had Mike Merle's Happy Fun Hour today, and here I am. And then we got Double Toil and Trouble. As I said, the crew is negotiating with the Sohn sisters, and in Port Nyanzara, the awful crew, the evil versions of them, are searching for evil people to deliver to the hags. And Anna did a wonderful job taking over as the dungeon master for that awful crew. Good fun stuff. And we learned that the most evil you can be is rude to food service staff, and I think I agree with that. We had Sirens of the Realms is coming at 6 p.m. Pacific time tonight, right after Dice Camera Action. Go check it out. Teen Phoenix leads a group of all women: Vivid Vivka, Kate Elliott, and Lady Danger, and Cynthia Marie. Last week was crazy. They went into the Underdark, and guess what? It's filled with crazy, scary monsters. I know that from running Out of the Abyss here on the D&D Twitch channel when it was a nascent channel, but it can only get worse. And the 3 bards, they found a traveling performing troupe headed to the same city they are, and they immediately started flirting with everyone, as girl bands are wont to do. Some good stuff. C-Team is on break, so we will not be hosting Wednesday at 4 p.m. Pacific time, but they're gearing up for the return of the C-Team on April 25th. That should be a lot of fun. Go check out, in its stead, Maze Arcana's Inkwell Society. We are hosting them. It is the flavor of D&D play called Neon Noir, which I think is amazing. Their intro alone you should watch. It is a great live action recreation of what it's like to be in the dirty cities of Eberron. If you're unfamiliar with Eberron, it is a D&D setting in which magic is free. Everyone knows pretty much every low-level piece of magic that you can have, and it's integrated with society very much, and can almost have that means that Aberon can almost have a dystopian type feel to it. Rudy Rudenberg is awesome, and Sig Neutron, Satine Phoenix, Kyle Vogt, B. Dave Walters, Nora Abraham, and Kai Norman are going to be on that on Wednesday night. On Thursday, we have 1 p.m. starting with Codename Entertainment talking about Idle Champions and what's new and what's happening there. I'm sure they'll talk about the tablet versions on that. Then we are hosting Waffle Talk at 4 p.m. That is Sean Govern from Power Score RPG talking about what happened in the most recent Dice Camera Action episode. I can't tell you how much I am so excited about having an after show talking about what's happening. It's really, really cool. And then following that is Trapped in the Birdcage at 5 p.m. With Dungeon Master Holly going and taking her people all through what's happening in Sigil. We're hosting Critical Role at 7 p.m. Pacific time, which should be very cool. Don't forget to check out, if you are trying to jump into Critical Role and what makes it cool, our friends at D&D Beyond are doing a recap of each episode as after it airs, and I found that really useful about jumping in and finding out what's happening when you missed a session, or if hey, you just want to find out what's happening. Sometimes I know people who don't like watching TV shows, but they like reading recaps of what happens in TV shows, and if that's up your alley, what James Hake and the rest of the new editorial crew over at D&D Beyond has got you covered in that. On Friday at 10 a.m., we got Beamdog, then Tales from Candlekeep, who, as I mentioned at the top of this, are up for a Webby Award. Go vote for that if you can. And then Roll20 presents Tomb of Annihilation with the awesome Dungeon Master Adam Coble is coming up at 1 p.m. Pacific time on Friday. Speaking of Fridays, did you guys enjoy having the fireside chat with Kate Welch and Nathan Stewart last week? It was a ton of fun. I was super involved in meetings, so I didn't get a chance to watch it, but I heard nothing but good things, and it looks like Kate might be coming back for the next one, so a month from now. So that should be pretty cool. This weekend, we got Saturday, 3 p.m. Encounter Roleplay, Learn by Play. They were learning all about managing groups in that session. Will Jones does an excellent job of explaining why he's making the decision that he is as Dungeon Master to all of you new potential Dungeon Masters out there. It's a great show. Go check it out if you can. Then Heroes Graveyard with Dungeon Master Koibu is starting at 6 p.m. on Saturday. Then we are hosting 12 noon Maze Arcana's Orphan Echo with those awesome folks that I mentioned before. They're doing really good stuff. I don't know if it's Orphan Echo anymore, actually, but it might be something quite different. But it is a grab bag of fun stuff happening on Sundays on Maze Arcana. Cool. I think that's everything I wanted to highlight in this D&D news. How are you all doing on this fine day? Are you getting excited about Dice Camera Action episode 89? Are you scared about the Macbeth reference in the title? You should be. You really should be. It's going to go crazy. And I am concerned that there's no chocolate in Lord Maiden's house. That is not good. That is decidedly not good. I don't know if you're going to be able to take it. Thank you guys so much for coming around and watching me talk about what's happening here. I'm going to leave it up to Mr. Chris Perkins in a couple of minutes, but in the meantime, everyone who has subscribed, you are awesome. We love all of your support for the Dungeons & Dragons channel here in the Twitch channel. We are going to play an ad for those of you who are not subscribed, so go check those out, and we will be back in just a couple minutes with the start of Dice Camera Action episode 89. See you later.